Feeling like all you do is work? You're not alone. Several statistics show that more than 60% of U.S. employees feel like their work-life balance is out of whack. But how do you balance your work life with so much work happening at home? And how do you balance your workload to be more efficient? Is it more than just hitting a weekly yoga class? And most importantly, in a world where the boundaries between work and home are increasingly blurred, how do you figure out what works? With so many struggling to find harmony between their jobs and their home life, it can seem inevitable to feel overwhelmed and overworked, but it doesn't have to be. Here we'll identify the patterning of healthy and unhealthy work-life balance and ways individuals and managers can find better ways of managing both. What does work-life balance mean? Healthy work-life balance refers to maintaining a harmonious relationship between your work and personal life. It involves consciously managing your time and energy to meet both professional and personal commitments while prioritizing self-care and well-being. In an ideal world, this line of thinking goes, after work, we're able to spend time on things that nourish us as people. This could involve spending time with friends and family, or engaging in a hobby. Some characteristics of a healthy work-life balance may include setting boundaries. This involves establishing clear boundaries between work and personal life by defining specific working hours and separating work-related tasks from personal activities. Time management, efficiently organizing and prioritizing tasks, ensuring that you allocate enough time for work responsibilities as well as personal pursuits, such as spending time with family, engaging in hobbies, or pursuing personal goals. Stress management, implementing strategies to manage stress levels, such as practicing mindfulness, engaging in regular physical activity, taking breaks, and unplugging from work-related activities when needed. Flexibility, having the ability to adapt and adjust your schedule to accommodate unforeseen circumstances or personal needs without jeopardizing work commitments. Why is work-life balance so important? Just like in our diets, to stay healthy and energized for the long haul, people need variety. When it comes to work-life balance, people need to engage in a variety of activities and rest. We tend to fall into the trap of believing that we can be productive all the time, or that an 8-hour day at work equates to 8 hours of output. However, that is hard, if not impossible, for many individuals to achieve. Plus, overworking has negative consequences for both employees and employers. Workaholics and those who struggle to practice self-care find themselves at higher risk for burnout, fatigue, and stress-related health issues. Poor work-life balance can also leave employees working more hours, but being less productive. What is an unhealthy work-life balance? On the other hand, an unhealthy work-life balance occurs when work becomes overwhelming and takes precedence over personal life, leading to negative consequences for an individual's well-being. Some signs of an unhealthy work-life balance may include constant overwork, regularly working long hours, including weekends and holidays, without sufficient time for rest, relaxation, or personal activities. Neglected personal life, sacrificing personal relationships, hobbies, and leisure activities due to excessive work demands. Burnout, experiencing physical, mental, and emotional exhaustion due to chronic stress and work-related pressure. Lack of self-care, failing to prioritize self-care activities such as exercise, adequate sleep, and leisure time, resulting in deteriorating physical and mental health. Strained relationships, experiencing difficulties in maintaining healthy relationships with family, friends, and loved ones due to work-related commitments. Remember, achieving a healthy work-life balance may vary from person to person, depending on individual circumstances and preferences. It's important to find a balance that works for you and promotes your overall well-being. Signs of an unbalanced work-life dynamic. Poor work-life balance can have a far bigger impact than just skipping the gym. One study found that the risk of stroke is higher in people that work more than 55 hours a week. The same amount of work hours is also associated with a higher risk of anxiety and depression. And even when adjusting for fairly normal sleep patterns, another study found that working longer hours correlated with a decline in physical health. By its very definition, work-life balance impacts all areas of your life. It tends to show up differently for different people, however. Here are 8 characteristics associated with poor balance. You can't stop thinking about work when you're not at work. Those who find it difficult to draw boundaries between work and life are at higher risk of burnout. Your relationships, both inside and outside of work, are beginning to suffer. You may be easily irritated with coworkers and distant with loved ones. You feel off. You have unexplained aches and pains. You may rarely have energy or find it difficult to focus when at work. When you're not at work, everything seems uninteresting or unimportant. You just don't feel like doing anything unless you have to. You often turn down invitations, further isolating yourself from your friends. You spend a lot of money outsourcing support for personal tasks. Your laundry, dishes, and mail pile up, waiting for the day when you have time to get around to them. You struggle to take time off when you're sick, mentally strained, or when you need to take care of personal tasks. You don't remember your last vacation, and you don't have plans to take one. You can't imagine doing what you do for the rest of your life. Even if you work in a field or a company you once loved, it feels impossible to imagine continuing life as it is for long. You always feel like no matter what you're doing, you should be doing something else. Over time, this lack of presence and direction often leads to an existential crisis.